What was it like for you to open that door? I mean, you start your book being about the arrest of your father. How were you able to go in so deeply so early in this story?
Well, I did work with someone who helped me, and he gave me some very good advice. He said, first, write the book as a gift to yourself, and then write the book as a gift to your audience. So when he gave me permission to write for myself, I just wrote honestly and openly, and he told me not to censor because if I censored from the beginning and knew that it would be published, I would have probably cut out many parts of the story. So I was afraid to share, myself so openly. And then to see, okay, but where's the lesson in this? And then to see it more instead of as a rant, as me
Mhm.
kind of saying how I felt or being upset about things and started to process them. And then when I shared it with the audience, I thought, what can we learn from this? Another thing that really encouraged me is that, I felt most of my life that I was not able to be authentic. In my upbringing, I had to always put on a smiley face and look good on the outside. And really, what was going on the inside didn't matter. That was the message that I got growing up. I really wanted a corrective experience. I wanted to say, you know what, this is the truth. This is what happened, and not to care. I think I really needed that. I really needed to just be honest.
Yeah. So you said your father's no longer here. How has this been an impact on the family around that? The other people closest to you?
Mm. I went through a long process with that because that was the biggest fear in writing about my family and writing about the difficult relationships with my parents. I had conversations with my siblings. I had conversations with my kids. It took me 10 years to write the book, and only in the last year did I approach my mother and talk to her about it. And it was a hard conversation. It was a hard series of conversations, but in the end, I said, this is my art. This is my story. I'm going to tell it. I know it's going to hurt you, and I'm sorry if it does, but it's what I have to do. In a way, there was a bit of an opening for some healing in that process. I also gave it to my siblings to read and my son to read to see if there was anything they were uncomfortable with, because it was really important for me not to lose the people I love.
Mm.
And at the same time, I wanted to be allowed to be authentic. That was the hardest part actually, was sharing it with my family and being nervous about the aftermath. Although I know it's hard from my siblings' point of view to know that I'm reopening something that happened so long ago. They don't want people to know.
Yeah.
And I respect that, but at the same time, I just felt that this work can help so many people that it would be a shame to hide the truth.
Especially when you're coming from a family, an Orthodox family, whatever religion it is, you're going outside sharing some of these personal things, it can seem like betrayal to some people within the community. Did you deal with any of that?
Well, I'm not so connected to the community
Yeah.
anymore, although I do have friends
Mhm.
who, I grew up with. It's not my responsibility to worry about how people react and respond to my truth. And I think that it's important to expose some of the hypocrisy that I experience because I
Mhm.
think we can do better as a community. I think they should know that they failed in a lot of ways to be supportive, to be compassionate. And I don't think that that's what Judaism is about. I don't think that that's what religion is about. Religion's often about love and caring and compassion. And yet, somehow, when it becomes organized, it often loses sight of that element. I think that if it wakes people up and says, how can we be nicer? How can we be kinder? How can we talk less about people behind their back? I'm willing to take that chance.
And we're not just focusing on one religion here. We're focusing on just the human condition, right? No matter where you are, no matter what you practice, whether you're spiritual or religious, it really comes back to being a human being. I know with you sharing a little bit about how this book comes about, I imagine those who are tuning into Holistically Speaking are very curious about the actual story that led to this. What was it that led to the arrest with your father?
Well, that's really a big question because no one knows exactly what happened. and I didn't get the answers that I was looking for. I have some guesses. So led to an upstanding rabbi, community leader, kind of going down the path of crime.
Being in yoga, I want to segue a little bit and
Hmm.
mention the book as is. This is a memoir on healing the past through yoga. Yoga is a big part of your life. Was it a big part of your life back then, or was it something you found in the
Hmm.
healing?